Hi, Darren Kittleson here for the next issue of Coaching Corner. This morning I just had an opportunity to meet with a wealth advisor who took me through a consultation or interview process as we decide whether we're going to work together. And one of the things he did with me got me thinking of a great technique that we use in coaching as well, and that is helping the people we're coaching identify the gap in where they are now versus where they desire to be. And so I thought that might be a great conversation for today's episode of Coaching Corner, and that is helping identify the gap. Now, what am I talking about? Well, it's difficult to coach someone to something if they don't realize that there's more that they desire. That's the gap. So a great exercise, and I do this with a lot of the coaching clients I work with, especially if they don't come to me with a gap already identified, and that is to walk them through a process where we talk about 5 years into the future. And I'll say something like, just imagine that it's 5 years in the future. It's this date, 5 years from now. And we're sitting on a balcony overlooking the ocean somewhere wonderful, drinking a glass of wine or having a beer or soda. And I just ask you how the last 5 years have been. And you say, man, the last 5 years have been incredible or awesome. And I'll say, well, tell me a little bit more about that. What's happened to make the last 5 years that way? And then they go on to describe it. And then as we start describing what would have to happen, we start breaking it down even further to talk about the action steps that would need to be in place in order for whatever those things to happen would happen. And in doing so, what it's helping me do as a coach is I'm getting a clearer idea of what it is they truly desire in their life. And along with helping them identify what they would need to accomplish between now and then in order for that to happen. So it's giving them clarity. And I can then coach to that gap. So the exercise is really simple, and it typically takes an hour to an hour and a half. So it's actually a little bit of a time-consuming exercise, and yet it really makes a difference in our effectiveness in coaching, and that's identifying what they desire in the next 5 years. Now, in my example, I use 5 years. What was interesting with my wealth advisor this morning, he was asking me 3 years from now. And so I don't know whether it's 3 years or 5 years that 5 years that work best. I think 5 is far enough out that it allows the client to really start dreaming. And in that dreaming is where we start helping them identify what they truly want. So I just thought I'd share that with you. It struck me as a great coaching technique, and I thought it'd be great for this issue of Coaching Corner. So I'm Darren Kittleson. Thank you for spending a couple minutes with me, and have a great day.